Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Padded Cell podcast. And we are still dressed as the Scooby-Doo gang because this is actually part 2 of our Halloween episode, even though it's obviously going out a week later. We've left you waiting all week for the mystery to be solved. But the difference is that we're still in Scooby-Doo gang garb, but Nancy and Ryan have swapped costumes.
What is that?
You know what, right? This shaggy costume wasn't just like a cheapo Wish one. This was like a proper like Scooby-Doo Hanna-Barbera certified thing.
Was it?
And look at the state of the wig then.
It is a bad wig, innit? You look like...
I haven't seen it.
How you look.
Can you see yourself in the telly?
No, because that TV was in the way.
Oh, right, okay.
Why aren't we on there?
You look ridiculous.
You do.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's how you look when you come down from upstairs.
So that's why we're dressed up
This is
still as a
Saturday, right?
Scooby-Doo gang. We just changed it up a little bit for the second part. So is the Scooby-Doo outfit sweaty?
It was a bit moist putting it on
Yeah,
in places.
Because you were sweating past yourself, weren't you?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying the moisture though?
I
Because
did.
Nancy's moisture.
Yeah, it was a nice flavour.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Fireball.
Anyway, if you missed the last episode, I can't speak today.
If you missed the last episode, then
neither can you.
The laps.
it's all going to go to shit, innit?
Yeah.
What we're going to be doing is a second part of a mystery. We're going to solve it, but you need to listen to the first part, obviously, because otherwise you know the answer. So today is the 7th of November, so it's after Guy Fawkes night. I'm not going to do a Guy Fawkes thing today.
I'm on a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy.
And November is National Roasting Month.
Oh.
Good spit
I
roast.
love a good roast.
Yeah. So for all kinky folk out there, November is your month. Go and roast away. Go and roast away.
See, I went with like a verbal roast, you know, when you take the piss out of someone
Oh,
and roast
did you?
them that way.
No,
I went
with
straight to
spit
spit
roast,
roast.
mate.
Yeah. We should do that one day.
Spit roast.
What?
We can
A
spit roast you.
threesome? Mate?
No, I've had the
Two
cell
straps
roast
and a
where you just turn up
roast.
and just roast the shit out of each other.
Okay, I've just been talking about spit roasting,
no, 'cause
mate.
I'm not funny.
Okay, right.
We'll
Anyway,
just
we're going to
roast
move on.
us.
Yeah.
So if you're into that, it's your month. Fill your boots. And also, it's David Guetta's birthday today.
I
Have
like
a guess how
Guetta.
old he is.
47.
Okay, I just said something like that. How old do you think he is?
I think he's
Older, actually.
Older.
he's 50, you know? I
Yeah.
think he's like 52.
56.
So, he's actually 56. He was born 1967.
Wow.
But his music is so current and so young. You just see him as a younger man.
Yeah.
You
Go
don't see
ahead.
him as an older man. I mean, he's literally a few years younger than Jim. Imagine Jim on the stage like that. Well, okay, he doesn't do that. But, you know, spinning his records. Because they do that still, don't they? No. Okay.
Guetta was good when he was in the Swedes. And then
In the what?
Swedish House Mafia.
Oh, yeah. I actually saw the Swedish House Mafia in
No way.
Ushuaia in Ibiza
Oh.
when I was 38. And it was one of the best nights of my life. It wasn't the best night.
Yeah.
Jim knows what the best night of my life is, don't you, love? This was one of them. And it was Ushuaia in Ibiza.
What year was that?
It was 11 years ago.
So it would have been like the golden era of
It
EDM.
was just amazing. And Ushuaia's just got the best visuals I've ever seen in my life for any kinds of sort of deep, like, show like that. And Swedish House were on, and it was phenomenal, really good. And the song of that year was fucking hell, it's not going to come to me. Jim's going to be like, it's this one. And every time it comes on now, made my way through the darkness.
By Avicii.
Yeah, Avicii. What's it called? So wake me up when
Wake
you...
Me
That one. That was the song of the year. And when that came on, I've never seen a crowd go for it so much in my life. At the time, because Ushuaia's right by the airport, this plane was coming in dead low. So low, you could see faces in the little windows.
No
we got
way.
onto it and we're all going like that. up to the plane. It was just the best night. It was really good. Anyway, I went off on one then.
I didn't know that song was that old.
It's also, November is also Adopt a Senior Pet Month. I always said that I would adopt a senior dog because nobody ever wants a senior dog when I didn't have any dogs anymore, I mean. But you know what? Seeing our Luna and Brillo, because Luna's dying. She hasn't got long at all. And obviously at the expense of all the medication and going to the vet and everything. But just an old dog in the last stage of their life, it's just so fucking sad.
Yeah.
So I just don't think I could do it. Actually, no. I just don't think
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah. Did I mention Ian the trucker on a previous episode? I've told you guys, but I don't think I've actually brought him up.
Maybe.
I don't think I have, so I'm just going to give you a quick mention, Ian. I was at a service station in Prescott and I wanted to go and put some air in my tyres. This fucking big wagon was right in front of the air bay. And so I waited there for a little bit thinking he might notice me. Didn't. So I got out and I walked around.
Losing patience.
And I didn't want to frighten him like tapping on the door. So I went round the passenger side to the front where his windscreen was and I went, oh yeah, like that, like. And he went, and pointed at me and I went, fuck. So I went round like, shit, what have I done? And he went, Vicky, I watch your podcast. I went, fuck off, do you? And he went, yeah,
Move
I love
your
you. I went, can you move your van? Are you wagging for me? So Ian, we did actually get a picture, but I haven't sent it over to the guys today. But he was absolutely lovely. Oh God, I think the business was called Frank something. I'll try and find it in a minute. But I said I'd give you a little mention, Ian, because he watches us, follows us and everything. Really, really lovely to meet you. And thanks for the photo as well. Really, really great. Right, so I'm going to solve the mystery.
Let's do it.
From our first half of the episode. I'm not going to recap. You need to go and watch the last episode because we haven't got time to recap. So we're back on the evening when Diane was actually murdered. Mm-hmm. And we're now going to walk through what we know happened based on the key interviews and evidence that was gathered at the scene. And just very, very quickly, we know that she was getting stalked for months and months and months and was murdered outside her house. And we don't know who it is.
Yeah.
So an hour before Diane returned to the house, her killer entered the house, got in the house and turned on the light that he knew was the agreed signal that Diane and Brad used. So she'd know that it was safe to come in. And this would lure her in. They then headed out of the house to the left, down the driveway to like a barn that they had. And the killer, it was pitch black because it was a farm, no light, apart from that little light in the house. The killer had been there loads while nobody was at home, tracing that path from the house to the barn. And while he was in the barn, how to get up to where he wanted to be. He practiced it loads so he could do it in the dark, no problem at all. The dog that was on the property didn't react to any movement on the land, so he moved around quite freely, really, without the dog barking. The killer, once in the barn, went upstairs like a dusty, what do they call it, like a mezzanine. And at the end of the mezzanine was like these doors that opened up. There was straw everywhere. He got a gun out of the straw that he'd hidden there previously and lay down on his stomach and just patiently waited for Diane to come back in. Anyway, after a little while, he saw some lights coming down the road, which then turned into the driveway. Obviously, Diane had seen the light on in the house, so she thought that Brad was in and everything was all right, so she just got out the car. At this point, the killer put pointed the rifle through the door and aimed it and waited for it to come right into view. And the person who had been stalking her all this time, who had sent her that letter and had terrorised her, pulled the trigger on the gun and the first bullet went into her chest and she just went down immediately. So the killer, once he'd squeezed the trigger, he made his way down out the barn and went to Diane's body just to make sure she was dead. But before he could do that, he looked into the car and realised there was 2 children in the car and he wasn't expecting children to be in the car. He's thinking, shit, you weren't supposed to be there. Now, obviously, this guy had been stalking her for ages and intercepted calls and all sorts. And he thought that the kids were going to be staying in Detroit for the weekend with the grandparents. That he thought was going to be the plan. And there'd been a change of plan he obviously didn't know about because she'd brought the kids home. He had to think on his feet because this completely ruined his plans. He didn't know what the fuck he was going to do because he's like, it's freezing cold. There's kids in the car. I'm here to kill her, not her children.
Yeah.
So he panicked. He ran into the woods directly opposite. Went right up to like this creek and hid the gun by the creek and then run back again. At this point, he got to the car where the kids were and just wiggled his fingers like that through the glass because the kids looked terrified. And he's like, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Daddy's here. I'm going to make a phone call and I'll be right back. So Brad, Diane's killer, ran inside the house and called the police. He frantically told the police that he'd gone for a walk in the woods. And when he came back to meet Diane, she was face down in the driveway, deceased. It turned out that Brad King, that was his name, she was Diane King. He'd been obsessed with Diane ever since the first day he'd actually met her. Because she was beautiful, she was funny, she was ambitious, she wanted to be the anchor of this news show. He wanted to make her dreams come true. So when they did eventually get married and stuff, he went part-time so she could be full-time, and he had no problem whatsoever taking care of the house, ironing the clothes, making the meals, all the rest of it. Everything was fine until the day that Diane came home and said she wanted to quit the TV show. And she'd actually done this before all the stalking started. She'd been muting it for a little while, like, do you know what? I think I might leave. Now, when he heard this news, he was not happy at all because he realised he'd have to get a full-time job. And he was happy being at home with the kids, being a part-time dad. Sorry, full-time dad, part-time worker.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get a full-time job. So he did actually tell her at the time, I'm not happy with this. You know, it works the way it is. You're happy in your work. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And she's like, well, I'm not happy. And actually, I think the kids need me to be here. So you're just going to have to do it. So the inner circle knew that this was her plan. And he was getting panicky because he was like, well, they all know that this is going to happen now. I'm not going to be able to talk it out of it. I'm not going to be able to pay the bills on a professor's wage, a part-time professor's wage. I'm going to have to get a second job or a full-time job. But rather than do that, he decided to just kill her instead. Probably live on the insurance money. He thought with his background he'd get away with it because normally the prime suspect is the person's partner. And so he basically came up with this elaborate stalker idea 10 months before she died. And bit by bit, he started making the phone calls, escalating them, creating this sinister stalker character and terrifying his wife all that time, basically to create a motive for somebody else to kill her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He obviously did the letter with the magazine cuttings. He said he did that because it looked more sinister, and obviously she'd recognise his writing. But he spent all his time terrorising her and creating this monster that was so realistic the police even investigated and tried to find out who the stalker was, and obviously never did. Now, the kids being in the car was basically his downfall. What he was going to do was steal a car, afterwards go and drive it somewhere, dump it, and then come back.
Yeah.
But the police were just not convinced with him from the very first minute they met him. He was very convincing with the sobbing and the crying and all the rest of it. But what they weren't convinced with was the plan that they had both put together to keep her safe. He was so loyal to her and careful with her movements and make sure she was safe. He got a phone call from her mum when she left Detroit, and he knew pretty much exactly what time she'd be back. And he wasn't there for it. He decided to go for a walk in the woods and left the light on.
Yeah.
And based on what he'd said previously about always being there, it just did not ring true. And so from the outset, the police suspected him and then built the case around him. And all the little things he'd put in place literally just fell to bits, despite his background. The neighbours had also seen him walking around the rifle. Not bad.
Well, that doesn't help.
Yeah. Tiny bit of evidence.
On the 13th December 1992, so quite a while after she was murdered, Brad was convicted of murdering his wife and sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole. And she was buried in Detroit, not far from where her family lived. And on her headstone, it says beloved mother, sister and daughter. There's no mention of her being a wife at all because they don't want him on there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What happened to the kids?
The husband did it. So the kids went to live with the family in Detroit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Still in the car.
So we do have a picture. If you can just show the picture first of all of Diane on her own without her family. So it's just a little picky of her on her own. It's like a black and white one, I think. Yeah, there she is. Okay. So there she is, really, really stunning looking lady, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't see her outfit there. I've seen other outfits and she's quite a power dresser. You know, the shoulder pads and stuff like that.
Do you reckon, do you reckon it'd still be footage on YouTube of like reading the news and stuff?
There's loads of footage of her on the news. And there's another one there of her family as well. And this is of her husband, Brad, who murdered her, and her youngest child, Marla. Okay, so there she is there. She's lovely, absolutely lovely lady, and too young to go. What was she, 30?
He doesn't look like a bright spark, does he?
No, not really.
Looks like Private Pile.
No. But, you know, she'd literally not long had her baby. She's a brand new mother.
Yeah.
And the mother of his children that he said he loved, and he killed her. Killed her, just like that, from the barn with a rifle.
Look how cute that kid is.
I know.
I know. So there you go. So that is the mystery solved. And just a little memory of Diane King.
That's mental. Mental.
So, moving on, we have a dangly bit,
Oh, fuck.
I believe. And Nancy is doing a dangly bit. I know what it is, and I've not been for a piss, so it could go really badly.
Well,
I need to say, Nancy, I'm really sorry. I don't like it.
chocolate.
No, I don't like it at all. Sorry. I only took a little tiny bit out of it, and it was enough.
Oh, it's cold as well.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So what have we got to do?
Basically, it's just the Sprite challenge. So the challenge
I
is...
haven't seen it.
You've never seen it.
No.
You don't spend enough time on TikTok.
Oh.
So the challenge is you have to drink this bottle
Yeah.
without burping.
The whole bottle?
Yeah.
Whole bottle.
I just drink the whole bottle.
Just neck it.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I'm going to try.
Okay. We're doing it at once.
But, yeah. Medical grounds means I'm probably going to have 2 sips.
Medical grounds, right.
Here we go.
Listen, if we want my belly to explode
Right,
on
hang
TV,
on. So you drink it and do what?
just drink it all.
You can have breaks in between drink. You just can't bear.
You just can't burp, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to burp.
Bottoms up.
I don't
No, you
like
have to
these
hold
new
it in.
tops.
I know.
What are your opinions on these tops that don't come
Terrific.
off?
I hate it.
Hate
I hate
it.
it
They
so
keep getting
much.
right. You've got a nose ring.
Yeah.
Have you started? I'm still complaining over the thing.
Right, best burp
Oh,
wins.
Okay,
shit.
ready? I'm not a big fan of Sprite first, I've not. So.
Out. No, it
Oh,
really
shit.
doesn't.
Oh, shit. Oh.
So you're not allowed to burp. Right, so
I'm
just
not
while
allowed
that
fizzy
might go
drinks.
down. Oh, Jake wasn't seeing us our costumes.
Ah. Oh, it's so...
Thank you.
I can't come up.
this.
I know.
Right, I can't drink it. Hurts.
Oh, shit.
Go on, look how much is left. I've got faith in you.
Fuck hell.
These little tops get caught on my nose ring.
Oh, I only had that little left.
That was good going without
I nearly
burping.
done it. I'm fucked.
I'm glad you'll do the next one.
Excuse me. Go on.
Go on, chug
I'm
it.
going to finish this.
I'm sure this is dangerous.
It
in
is,
some way.
especially if you haven't got a stomach like me.
Oh.
No, keep going.
No.
Hold it in. Come on. I reckon you'll do that.
Oh,
I only had a sip.
this is a bit uncomfortable, can't lie.
Go. Go.
You have to keep going until you sound like a demon.
Oh.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Go on, just finish it. Down it.
You're so close.
Try not to burp. I reckon she might
I've
slap
never,
me if
I've
she
never
vomits.
tried to not burp before. Oh, pain.
Keep
Oh,
going.
You can do it,
I've got
Vicky.
burp envy.
Just go. Just go. Just go. All of it in one. Down in one. Down in one. Down in one. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going, keep going.
Hang on.
Almost
I'm
there.
going to do it. Oh, stay down. I'm going to go. I'm going to go.
Don't do it.
You know they call me Lady C. Okay.
I thought it was just going to keep on
Oh,
going.
look, I had like an inch left. Nancy, this is a bad idea, love.
Oh, fuck.
You've got tears. Don't cry, mate.
Oh, no, okay. I had a little bit left. I'm so disappointed in
Same. I
myself.
reckon we should do that one day.
I had
I'm
one
just going to be
sip and
burping
then
all the way
I
through
exploded.
this now. Okay, so I'm really sorry to those in countries where burping's rude.
Yeah, sorry.
This is just a game. We don't mean offence.
I don't think burping is the rudest thing we do.
No, it's not. But some countries are very rude. Isn't
Oh,
it?
well.
In the
Yeah.
countries where it's polite. Okay, right.
God, stop something else there.
So I've done enough bloody talk on one day.
I don't know if I can.
Excuse me. Nance, what have you got for us, kid?
Oh, I'm fucking roasted after that. Roast.
Okay then, Nance.
Um,
Fire away. I'm just going to burp in the background.
so I was thinking, obviously, we had our big Halloween party on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And more and more, there was more and more clowns coming in.
Oh.
Big scary clowns, sexy clowns, bit freaky ones. And it just made me think, because one of, obviously, my best friend has got, what's it called? Coulrophobia.
Yeah, it's a, yeah.
Call-
Is it call? CAUL, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coulrophobia. I don't know.
Which is obviously a phobia of clowns.
Yeah, basically scared of clowns. There's a name.
So I was thinking about clowns over the weekend. Obviously, they're meant to be fun, aren't they? Clowns are meant to entertain you.
Bringers of joy.
Yeah. But that's not the time. Am I okay? That's not the type of clown that we're going to talk about today. So,
Nice.
have you heard of the killer clown? I know you will have.
Yeah.
Which
So,
one?
that was his name, the killer clown, John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
John Wayne Gacy's
John Wayne
boss.
Gacy is,
A serial killer's Gary's boss.
yeah,
Soz.
they're making a brand new.
I know they shouldn't
The
be, but-
next Monsters, I think, is on John Wayne Gacy, isn't he? Have you seen Monsters on Netflix?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the next one is him.
Sick.
Yeah. He's interesting. I think he's going to make a good show.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
So he was just like a normal guy, born in Chicago, 1942. He was a local businessman, active in the community, even done like politics and stuff. And everyone just thought he was like this nice
Yeah.
guy around the corner that everyone knows. But that wasn't the actual John Wayne Gacy that everyone was like astounded to find out. So he used to be a clown called Pogo the Clown, and he performed at like kids' parties and stuff.
He was weird looking.
Yeah, really weird. So he used to like do kids' parties, and he was always like the fun, just silly guy. Until he murdered his first victim in 1972.
Yeah.
And then it all just went to shit. Basically, he spent, I think it was about 4 years murdering people. So he had at least 30 victims
Wow.
after he got divorced. And then nobody suspected him because he was just like this really
Such a
nice
nice
guy.
stand-up guy.
Until one day they were investigating Robert P.S., who went missing. So just another teenager. So it was all men and teenage boys, wasn't it, that he murdered. And then there was just something about his story that didn't add up. And, you know, everything kind of unravels.
Yeah.
So they discovered at his house 26 victims' bodies underneath his floor.
Fucking hell.
You know, like underneath the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
3 buried around the house on the property. And then 4 that he just chucked in the river.
Wow.
So he had like this dead nice big ranch house, didn't he? Have you seen the pictures of it? Yeah. It's like a big ranch. And he used to bring people home, like he'd put job adverts and stuff out and say, or he needs a handyman or this and that. And then he'd give them a fireball. Give him a couple of drinks, and then because he was a clown, he'd say, oh, do you want to see a magic trick? And he'd convince them that they had to wear handcuffs. And then that's how he'd get a bit noncy and rape, torture, and mainly asphyxiation. Strangulation was how he killed everyone. Sounds a little bit like a good night until it goes too far for me.
Yeah.
I could probably get on board.
We don't
with
want
it.
nights at townhouse ending in murder.
Yeah.
No.
He just didn't have a safe word. That's where it all went wrong. So he'd actually been convicted of sodomy of a teenage boy.
Yeah.
In 1968. So it was like 4 years before he murdered his first victim.
Okay, yeah.
And he was actually sentenced to 10 years in prison, but only served 18 months and they let him out.
18 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Yeah. So nobody suspected him for so long because he was like such the good guy. He was respected. And it just all unravelled when this Robert went missing. And then he got interviewed because of his co-worker or something. That Robert had told his co-worker that he was going for a meeting or like an interview about a job, and he knew it was John Wayne Gacy. And then as soon as the police started investigating, literally everything all just unravelled. So he was convicted of 33 counts of murder and sentenced to death. That was in 1980. He spent 14 years on death row. And then he started, while he was in prison, he started doing loads of art and stuff, and he used to paint clowns, paint himself as Pogo.
Yeah.
And this art is like sold all around the world, like crazy.
They're not allowed to do that anymore.
No, but like people do it as like
that's
like
mental.
weird fans, don't they?
Yeah.
People get like really attached to people in prison.
I think there's a death metal band that used one of his art as one of their covers.
Yeah. Would you have it up on your wall, Pogo?
Not on the wall.
At your kids?
I just googled a picture of him.
As Pogo, he looks weird.
Yeah.
He's not like, he doesn't look like a cheery clown. He looks a bit deranged.
Yeah, it's like American Horror Story, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's quite easy once you put clown garb on to look strange, though.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a scene as a clown.
Have you? Would Mrs. G like that, though?
She's not too bad with clowns.
Oh, isn't she?
No.
I used to
I don't
really
mind
dislike clowns, and like now I've got like some weird fetish for it.
Have you? I don't
I think
mind
because it
them.
borderline scares me.
Yeah.
I don't go to circuses, not like that. And if I see a clown, I don't go, ooh, it's freaking me out, but I don't mind them.
Yeah.
Anything else on John Wayne Gacy?
So he was executed on the 10th of May in 1994 by lethal injection. That stinks, and it's just gone right up my nose. Proper lemon and lime.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, I'd love to smell a Sprite.
But yeah,
Force of habit.
that was it. Scary clowns.
John
Fucked
Wayne
up.
Gacy's really interesting, and because it wasn't he some kind of like local councillor or something like that,
Like local
Good boy.
politician.
and he was literally hidden in plain sight, like Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
Hidden in plain sight. Obviously went to kids' parties as the clown as well. Sometimes didn't charge for it, just the goodness of his heart. He'd take part in community fundraising efforts and all that. So when it came out that it was him, people were shocked.
Yeah.
And some people were like, no, you're wrong. Can't be. It can't be the same John Wayne
I think
Gacy that we know.
sometimes you get so brazen, don't you? Because no one's ever going to suspect me.
Well, a lot of them get like that in the end, I think.
And
But
that's
really
the downfall,
interesting
innit?
guy, John Wayne Gacy. Not one of my
I'm looking
favourites,
forward
but-
to the Netflix thing.
The Monsters.
I'll watch that, yeah.
Did you watch the last on the Menendez brothers?
Yeah. Have you seen the series, the Menendez one?
Yeah.
Yeah. The dramatised one, not the real one. Have you seen Mindhunter?
I've seen some of it.
You need to watch Mindhunter.
Yeah.
The first series especially is brilliant. It's about the behavioural sciences unit and how they set up in the 70s. The two people that trailblazed it, and then they brought on another lady called Wendy. And between the three of them, they basically started the behavioural sciences unit. And they meet all sorts of different serial killers, but they meet BTK which is Bind, Torture, Kill. And God, what a ominous, foreboding character he was, and the guy that plays him was really, 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 really good. So if you haven't watched it, watch Mindhunter. It's on Netflix. There's 2 series. I believe they're not making a 3rd series. I was looking into it recently. And they've decided not to. The budget's so huge because it's retro, going back to the 70s. Obviously, the sets and everything, and it's just too expensive for Netflix. Apparently, it's a big thing.
I need to start watching stuff like that.
Yeah, Mindhunter's excellent.
Right.
Thank you. Ooh, look at Dylan's face there.
The squelch
that
at the
was
end.
just like he personally brewed
should
that
have
up
done a bear.
himself.
Yeah.
Should have
impressed
recorded the bear
himself.
for it.
Thank you very much for that.
That was good, that.
Yeah, very good. Right, before I do my fetish factoid, I am just going to catch up on some patrons I want to say hello to, and a couple of other little things, and then we'll do our fetish factoid. So, patrons, I haven't said hello to our patrons personally for a little while because there's been so many, and I can't fit everything in the episode. Talk too much. So, hello to Fiona, Cameron, Maria, Jordan, Kimberly, Kaylee, Laura, Nas, and Adorable.
Adorable. That's a sick name, man.
That was supposed to be from last week. And then this week, we've got Stephanie, Liability, Linda, Cece, Kate, Holly, Minu, Helen, Samantha, and a special hello to our OGs.
What are they? They're me new shoes.
Right, and also before I finish, if you haven't seen already, if you're not on Patreon, there's a cracking interview on there with myself and Sissy Wednesday, part 2. Did our first one. But we did a second one about Mother Redcap, who's a local pirate in New Brighton, in our local area.
No way.
Dead interesting. And I found out that where we're moving to, LinkedIn.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's right next to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you get on the telly, it tells you the story.
Yeah, it does. Really, really good. So if you're interested in pirates or female pirates or local Merseyside history, specifically pirating, have a little listen to the interview. It is only on Patreon. As I keep saying, you can sign up to Patreon and keep going, or you can sign up, watch everything, and then just sign off again and then just dib in again later on down the line. I'd love you to stay every month, but you know, it's Christmas and everyone's a bit skint, so whatever you want to do. But it's over there anyway. Dead good. Right. Me fetish factoid.
Yeah.
You said something before, which you said would be a bit, like a bit of a not so good thing for you. If I said there's something that made you get,
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Nails.
Yeah. Okay. We have done foot fetish before.
Yeah.
But there's like a little subcategory. And there's a little fucking cluster of little weirdos out there, love you, who are into toenail clippings.
Oh,
No.
you dirty bastards.
No.
Okay. Dirtier the better.
Eee.
Okay.
How'd you get
so,
dirty toenails?
My kids are the worst. You know, play in the garden and they come back in.
black
Just
nails.
like inches of dirt under the
Yeah.
nails. And then they don't like you getting it out.
Yeah. Oh, it's uncomfortable, isn't it, when you're trying to pick it out?
I can't do it.
So, as I always do with the fetish factoid, you know, I love a bit of research.
Yeah.
Every single fetish factoid I have done, I have researched it on YouTube, not YouTube, fucking hell, Pornhub or whatever. What's so funny about Pornhub? I'm doing research.
She just has to watch to see if she gets turned on.
Yeah, nothing so far has done it so far, yeah. Anyway, research on Pornhub.
out the window.
And the worst one I saw was the really, really big long nails after being left to grow for a little while. And they were black underneath. So there's toenails, not fingernails. Black, right? And there's this sub on the floor, chained down, basically held down, with like a spreader thing like that. And she's got another sub, not him, not her, another sub clipping her toenails into the other sub's mouth on the floor.
I can't let people cut my toenails.
That'd be hysterical. But yeah.
Fuck.
And then he was, but because his mouth was open, he couldn't chomp. He was going, he was choking on dirty toenails.
Oh.
And he was fully erect. He loved it.
Wow.
I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought I
that
broad-minded.
Kicks into like a humiliation side. Of
So that's where I'm going
Right.
to come into that. So this is, it's not just the sight of feet. It's literally the nails themselves. Not bothered about the feet. Just want the nails. Some people like them to be nicely manicured. Others like them to be grown out. Others like a little bit of fungus on there.
Oh.
Others like to see them piled up, just visually, have a little cheeky wank over a pile of nails. Others pick up the pile of nails, shove them down the foreskin. Yeah. Others get them in the hand, stick them on their hand like that, and give themselves a little rough wank with them.
Ribbed for your pleasure.
Ribbed for your pleasure. Yeah.
Dylan's really enjoying this.
Some people like to bite toenails off. Sometimes their own if they can reach
My
around.
ex-husband used to bite his own toenails.
Yeah, I used to be able to touch my nose with my toe when I was younger. It's just like a thing that I did. Can't do it anymore.
I know.
Can't. I'd fart. I've had loads of pop. Okay, we're nearly done. Right. So hang on. Some people like to bite them. So they'll have like a mistress with dirty nails or a master. It's big in the gay world. And they'll bite their toenails off them. Have a little munchy crunchy on them and swallow them.
Munchy.
Yeah, eat them.
Monster
eat them.
munch.
Yeah.
Oh.
And for some people,
Why is
as
it
you quite
spicy?
rightly say, it's a degradation act. So they feed them dirty toenails, basically, as a part of the degradation.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go. There's this one girl online who's making $10,000 a week, clipping her fingernails, her toenails, wearing her knickers for 2 days or whatever, stick them in a Ziploc bag and send them off and earn a fortune. But she's got loads of people who love to get her toenail clippings. Got to be a little backstory, apparently. She can't just send them a random toenails. She paints hers a certain colour so they know that they're hers. And she gets a little video and she clips them on the video so she can see them. And she does it like you know,
provocatively.
slow.
I
And,
mean, I'm willing to do that.
oh, yeah.
I do that
Hit
for
me up.
10k a week.
And
yeah,
she lets
I've
them
fucking
like
put a wig
ping
on.
off. It's all part of the process. Ping off, ping into the pile, and then it goes into a bag and they go off.
Away it goes.
Yeah.
I'd
So
do
there you
that.
go. So there you go. It's not one for me.
I do enjoy it, man.
But if you're into toenail clippings, you're not alone. There's loads of you, and there's loads of fucking porn on Pornhub as well. So go and fill your boots. Go and fill your foreskin with nails. Anyway, on that Fetish Factoid bombshell, I missed something.
I said we'll collaborate and do it together. And he said
Yeah,
you can call
swap
it
toenails.
Only Hands.
Oh, yes! Only hands. You're quick today, mate. Anyway, on that bombshell, we're going to go. If you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Love you, bye.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the curators of chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing the Love the Patacel podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe some 5-star reviews. And feel free to send us an email to medic@thepatacelpodcast.co.uk or even interact with us on Facey, Insta and our other socials because we love chatting to you. Make sure you stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.